Deborah, there's something I need to talk to you about. Is now a good time?
Oh, Lane. What is it? What's on your mind?
Well, actually, I'm pregnant.
Oh, really? Pregnant, huh?
Yes, I haven't been feeling well lately. I missed my period, so I went to the doctor today, and that's when I found out.
I see. You seem calm about it.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I felt like I needed to tell you, especially since Dan told me I should talk to you. He said it was important, and I agreed.
You're right to tell me. I may not be the most eager to hear about your life, but I understand the importance of family, so go ahead. What else do you want to say?
You don't seem particularly interested in my pregnancy.
Well, Dan did tell me to talk to you, so here I am. To be honest, I don't have much to say. It's not that I don't care, but I'm more focused on other things right now.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about it. It wasn't planned, but here we are.
I understand. It's a lot to handle, especially when it's unexpected. But you're an adult, and I'm sure you'll figure things out. I'm more interested in how you're feeling. Are you okay?
I think I'll be okay, but I feel overwhelmed. This news came out of nowhere, and you know how I've been feeling lately. It's been a lot to process.
I can't say I fully understand, but I suppose I can relate by some extent. Life can throw unexpected things our way, but we all just have to deal with it in our own way. But I'm sure this won't be easy.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be, but I'm doing my best to take it in stride.
Well, Lane, I've been thinking about children a lot lately, too.
Children? What about them?
You know, Amy had her baby not too long ago. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Of course I've heard about it. What does that have to do with me? Are you trying to draw some kind of connection?
Lane, I've been thinking a lot about how I want to treat my grandchildren. You see, I want to be fair and I want to love them equally. All my grandchildren should feel the same amount of love and attention.
I understand that, but I'm not sure how that relates to my pregnancy. Are you implying something?
I'm sure you'll understand once I explain. You see, I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild, Amy's daughter, for a while. She's the first one, and I feel like I should shower her with all my love and care.
That's fine. I understand that you want to enjoy the time with her, but what does that have to do with my pregnancy? Why does that even matter right now?
Lane, if you have another child right away, things will be different. And I don't want that. I don't want to have to split my attention between two children of the same age. I want my first grandchild to feel special. If another child comes along now, it will complicate things.
Why does that have to complicate things? Each child should be loved equally, regardless of age or birth order. Why are you putting these kinds of limits on it?
I've told you how I feel. I know it's not easy to understand, but that's just how it is. If another baby is born too soon, it'll feel like a competition, and I don't want that for any of my grandchildren. It wouldn't be fair.
But that doesn't make sense. You can love two children the same way. It doesn't have to be about competition. Each one can have their place in the family.
You just don't get it. It's not that simple. I know myself well enough to know that if another child is born too soon, I won't be able to help favoring the first one. It's human nature.
Maybe it's human nature for you, but it doesn't have to be. You can control that. You can choose not to favor one child over another.
I'm telling you I can't. It would just happen naturally, whether I want it to or not. You see, when the first child gets all the attention, it's hard not to spoil them. And if a second child arrives too soon, I'm afraid they'll be left out. It's just how things work out.
I don't know if I believe that. You're making it sound like it's inevitable that one child will be treated better than the other, but I don't think that has to be the case.
You really are stubborn, aren't you? Fine, let me make it clearer for you. I want to wait until Amy's daughter is older before we have another grandchild. This way there won't be any conflicts or hard feelings between the two.
I'm still not sure I understand why you feel that way. But, okay, I'll listen. If you want to wait, then we can talk about it. But why is it so important for you that I give up on having this baby?
Because if you have a baby now, it will ruin everything. I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild without feeling guilty, and I won't be able to do that if you have another child right away. It's just how it is. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth.
This isn't just about you, Deborah. You're asking me to give up on something that's already happening. You can't just expect me to throw it all away because of your preferences.
Well, you should. You need to think about the bigger picture here. Your child is still young, and it's not too late to change your mind. I'm asking you to wait, and I think you should.
No, Deborah, I'm not going to give up on my child. This is a life we're talking about. You can't just tell me to forget about it. I won't do that.
You really don't understand, do you? Fine, if you won't listen, then maybe you should just leave Dan. If you're not going to follow my advice, then there's nothing else to talk about.
You want me to leave my husband? Because of this? I can't believe what I'm hearing. This isn't just about me. This is about a life that I'm carrying. And you want me to give that up for your convenience?
Yes, because you're being unreasonable. You're putting your own feelings above the good of the family. If you cared about the family, you would listen to me.
Well, I care about my family too. But I won't let anyone tell me what to do with my life, especially not when it comes to my child. This is my decision, and I won't be swayed by anyone, not even you.
Then go ahead and make your choice. But don't expect me to support you when you choose a path that hurts the family.
Fine. If that's how it is, then I'll talk to Dan. Goodbye, Deborah.
Lane, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Has it really been 5 years? Oh, time has passed so quickly. But now I need to speak with you about something important.
Who is this?
Huh? Oh, that's a rather rude way to start a conversation, don't you think?
After 5 years of silence and no contact from you, suddenly you call me out of the blue to say you have something to talk about? At first, I honestly didn't even recognize your voice. So, what is it that you want now?
Well, let's start with the basics. You've had your child, right? Was it a boy or girl?
Why are you asking about this now? Isn't this the very child that caused our divorce in the first place?
Yes, I admit that I said some things that were harsh back then, but despite the circumstances, that child is still Dan's flesh and blood. Nothing changes that fact, no matter what.
Well, it's not as simple as you're making it sound. It's a boy, by the way.
Oh, a boy, huh? I'm sure he's adorable. Probably takes after Shinji, right? He must be a real cutie.
Why are you bringing this up now?
The reason I'm bringing it up is that Dan remarried 3 years ago. The woman he married comes from a good family, very well off, and I'm sure you would agree that she's more suited to him than you ever were.
Is that so?
Yes, and the thing is, she's been unable to have children of her own. She's infertile, and no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't have a baby.
I see.
So here's the thing. She's interested in adopting your son, all right? She wants him to come live with them, and of course we'd be willing to compensate you for it.
No, absolutely not.
What? You're really not even going to consider it?
There's nothing to consider. Why on earth would I let you take my son?
But Lane, your son is still Dan's biological child. He belongs in a proper home, a stable home. Instead of raising him alone, don't you think it's better that he grows up in a family that can provide for him properly?
My son's happiness is the most important thing to me, and I know what's best for him. That means he stays with me, no matter what you think.
Lane, I really don't understand why you can't see this. Why can't you see that this is for his own good?
Because I know you, and I know what you've done before. I can't trust you to raise my son, especially after everything that happened with my pregnancy. You're not the kind of people I want my son to be with.
You know, I've always thought that people could love a child just as much after they were born, no matter what happened before. I love Shinji, and I'd love your son just as much if he were to come live with us. We would give him all the love he needs, just as we did for Amy's kid.
Your reasoning doesn't make sense, and I can't understand why you think it's okay to take my son from me, especially when you already have a grandchild in the picture. Why do you need my son as well? Isn't that just too much?
Well, about that, there's something you should know. Amy's ex-husband took their child and disappeared. It seems men can be pretty unreliable, don't you think?
Oh, that's terrible, but it's really none of my business.
You should be careful, Lane. Don't push me too far. You don't want to see me angry.
What's the matter? I don't want anything to do with you, and I am certainly not going to give you my son. You should know why after everything that's happened between us.
Stop dragging this on and just hand over the child. If you keep arguing, I'll have to take more drastic measures.
Oh, really? And what kind of drastic measures are you talking about? Because let me tell you something. There's one thing I need to set straight here.
What's that?
I'm remarried, and I'm not single anymore. My new husband treats my son as if he were his own flesh and blood. That's another reason why I can't just give my son to you.
So what? Who you've married doesn't concern me one bit.
Well, what if my new husband is Dan's direct superior at work?
What?
Yes, I only found out after we got married, but it turns out he's been dealing with some issues at work. There's a subordinate who's been causing trouble, making excuses about his mother and acting out. It's been a bit of a problem.
No way. Oh, that can't be true.
If things keep going like this, Dan's reputation, which is already bad, might get even worse.
You're trying to use your power to manipulate things, aren't you? That is so underhanded.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. It's more of a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. But unless something drastic happens, things should be fine. I'm sure nothing major will happen as long as Dan doesn't do anything foolish.
You're being so irresponsible. If Dan's reputation suffers because of this, I swear I'll take legal action.
Well, then you better keep a close eye on Dan and make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes. Anyway, I think we're done here. Goodbye, and I hope we never have to speak again.
Fine. I'll just give up, all right? You win. But don't think I'm happy about it.
At first glance, it seemed like my former mother-in-law had reluctantly accepted the situation and stepped back. However, the truth was far from that. She hadn't given up at all. In fact, she went so far as to attempt to kidnap my son. It's almost unbelievable, but she actually tried to take him away from me. I wonder, is this what she was hinting at back then when she was talking about her plans? Is this the kind of thing she had in mind? If so, I have to say it was incredibly reckless, thoughtless even. I can't believe someone would resort to such drastic measures, especially when there are so many other ways to handle things. To think that she went so far as to try and do something like this really makes me question everything about her and her motivations. It's almost as if she had completely lost her sense of reason. The kidnapping attempt didn't succeed, thankfully, but it was a shocking and terrifying experience. My former husband, who had apparently been complicit in this insane plan, was arrested. And now his life is in shambles, not to mention his reputation, which has absolutely been ruined. He was already walking a fine line in his professional life, and this incident had pushed him over the edge. It's not just about his career anymore. This is something much worse. How could he have been so blind, so involved in something so dangerous and damaging to everyone around him, especially his own son? At work, his standing has plummeted. Whatever reputation he might have had has been completely destroyed. He was a man with potential, but now he's just another criminal, just another person with a broken life. To think that everything he worked for could collapse so easily because of a single choice, it's honestly heartbreaking, but also hard to feel sympathy for him after everything he's done. He made this choice, and now he has to face the consequences. But despite all of that, I'm just relieved that my son is okay. That's the only thing that matters. No matter what happened with my ex-husband or his mother, my priority has always been to protect my child. He's safe, and that's all I can focus on now. I've been through so much, but nothing compares to the terror I felt when I realized what they were trying to do. I know I have to keep moving forward for my son's sake. There's no point in dwelling on what's happened, but the fact that it's all over, well, it gives me a sense of relief. For now, we can start over, and I'm thankful for that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.